So again, I'm Laura Jackson, the volunteer manager for AHC. Welcome to this information session. Okay, this is our agenda. I'm going to talk about AHC in general, then I'll give you a little bit more information about what is affordable housing. Then we'll move into learning about AHC's resident services programs, our education programs, food assistance programs, the community building events that we do, why they're important, and how volunteers can get involved. So, AHC, Affordable Homes and Communities. We're a nonprofit affordable housing developer. We've been around for 50 years. We have 55 communities throughout the DMV where we offer our resident services programs and where we have affordable housing for the people who live there. These are some actual pictures and then artistic renderings of some of our properties. They're all multifamily properties. Some are entirely affordable, others are mixed market rate and affordable. We go all the way up to Baltimore, properties there, Baltimore County, Montgomery County, Fairfax County, Alexandria, and then a bulk of our houses, communities are in Arlington because that's where we were founded. All right. So I would love somebody to come off of mute and read the mission statement, please.
I can read it.
The residents of affordable homes and communities are at the heart of all we do. We build opportunity by creating quality homes with holistic resident services. We drive change through innovation, genuine partnerships, and responsible investment.
All right, thank you, Heather. I'm part of the resident services team, so I'm particularly just love that our mission starts with residents are at the heart of all we do. So first, I'm going to talk a little bit and give you some definitions about affordable housing. So this is a nationally recognized definition of affordable housing. It's decent quality housing that costs no more than 30% of a household's monthly income. So I have on the screen the average rents for 1 bedroom and 2 bedroom in Arlington. I'm going to get everybody to put on their math brains. So if you're renting a 2 bedroom for the year, the annual rent is about $36,000 for the year. Now here's where the real math comes in. Let's say you're working a low wage job. Maybe you're making $20 an hour. And that's about what some of our restaurant workers and other workers are making. So they're making $20 an hour, 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year. They're making about $41,000 a year. So $41,000 is their income. $36,000 is the rent of their 2-bedroom apartment. Obviously, that's way more than 30% of their income. Let's say they're a two working people in the house. So now they're making about $83,000 a year. That doesn't sound so bad, but when your rent is $36,000 for the year, then that's over the 30%. You are rent burdened and you don't have affordable housing. There we go. Ooh, skipped a slide. So AHC, we're serving families who are making between 30 to 60% of the area median income. In this area and in many urban areas, the median income is very high. The professionals are making a lot more money than the people that are working in restaurants and doing other service jobs. So the professionals are driving up that median income and making it really expensive for the rents. So there's a large number of people here who need the affordable housing rental assistance.
Okay.
Hi, Teresa, welcome. I'm gonna put you on mute, but thanks for being here. All right, are there any questions about kind of who AHC is serving? And it's really, I've been saying restaurant workers, but there's so many working people in our community who are working and just not making enough to afford the high rent rates in this area. All right, and on the slide, you'll see little orange dots of all the places where we have our properties. Okay, moving on. I am part of the resident services team. We have 4 cornerstones, and I'll ask somebody to read the 4 cornerstones, please.
I can read it. 4 cornerstones are education and youth development, economic mobility, health and wellness, community building, and engagement.
Great, thank you. I'm going to talk about all of these as we go forward because volunteers are involved in all of them. And I'll also say that we have resident services staff members who are dedicated to the education part of our mission. And then we have a whole nother team of social service members. They're mostly social workers, but other staff that are very focused on the economic mobility, helping people get rental assistance, workforce development activities, financial literacy activities, a lot of things that our staff are doing and volunteers are able to support in all of those. So, and I guess I haven't mentioned, you know, we talk about residents being at the heart of all we do. We do a lot of resident engagement, surveys, focus groups. We really want to hear from residents about what their needs are, and we design our services at each property based on what we're hearing from the residents. So as I go forward, I'll be talking about some of that survey results. So about 39% of our families have a child under the age of 18 in the home, and 52% report that they need help finding childcare. Childcare can be hard to find. It is certainly expensive. Sometimes there are language barriers about how to enroll and how to find the best options. So we hear that from our residents that that's a need. So we step in, we do our best to provide great programs to meet that need. Our after-school programs are for elementary school students. We do those at 8 properties in Arlington and 1 in Baltimore for elementary school students 4 days a week. They come to us right off the bus, or in some cases, our staff walk to their school and pick them up and bring them back to us. We're doing a variety of things. We're feeding them a meal. We're doing social emotional learning, playtime, outdoor playground time, and then what we call brain time, helping them with homework if they have it. Otherwise, a lot of literacy focus, math games. We really do a variety, pack a lot into those few hours that we have them right after school. Our teen program is 2 nights a week. Many of the students are in middle school. Some high school students still come. There's a fair amount of academic support, but sometimes teenagers don't need academic support or don't admit to needing academic support. So we help them with their organizational skills. We help them, just kind of get to know them, think about their interests. And our volunteers are just a positive, interested adult in their life. And I'll take one step back and say that all of these programs are in our buildings. We have community centers in our buildings where the students come. So very easy access for them, free programming, not in their homes, but in their buildings. So our college and career readiness program is focused on high school juniors and seniors. They are, for the most part, interested in going to college, but we also support if they want to enter the workforce, enter the military. We just help the teens make sure that they're on track to graduate and then have a plan post-graduation. We match them one-on-one with mentors if they are interested in that and want that kind of support. And then we do weekly programming, career fairs, college visits. We do a lot with them. Summer camp runs for 6 weeks. That is a fantastic volunteer opportunity for high school students to volunteer with the elementary school students. It's tiring, but a lot of fun. We have the students most of the day, 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. It's similar activities to the after school programs in terms of a good combination of fun and education, food, playtime, field trips, reading. It's a lot of fun. Okay, just a few more details. We do ask volunteers that are interested in our education programs to commit to helping once a week. And we know that you'll get sick or travel. We take the school holidays off. So the winter holidays, spring break, we're closed to Thanksgiving week. But we do want people that can commit to helping for the whole school year. It'll be once a week for an hour or an hour and 15 minutes, more or less. The relationship building is a huge part of your volunteer role. There will be staff there, there'll be structure, but you'll just be getting to know the kids. You'll be sitting at a table of second graders and helping them write their letters and learn to read or practice their reading, playing games, just being there with them, keeping them on track if the staff have given them an activity to do and they're maybe having trouble with their focus. That can be the same with teenagers as well. They're supposed to do something and then they're getting distracted. So anyway, we will, after this, send you information with all of the addresses, the specific times of when and where we need help. It's going to be Monday through Thursday, somewhere in Arlington or one location in Baltimore. You will let us know what your interests are, and then we'll match you. So, and I will talk a little bit more about this later. So why do we do these programs? In addition to the families asking and saying they need help, we know it's important. Research shows that having quality after school time, it helps with academic success, but it also helps in confidence, feeling belonging, having a safe space to go. We do it for free. So that really helps with the inaccessibility of how expensive childcare can be in this area. And then you, as the caring grown-ups, and if you're a teenager in there with a little kid, you still count as a caring grown-up presence for those students, helping them just know that there's people in the community that care about them. So again, here's a little map with the locations in Arlington and Baltimore, and I will send out very specific addresses and stuff. So no need to try to study this map too much. All right, going on to the food assistance programs that we have. We have found, and I hope that y'all can see this chart, that more than half of our families say that often or sometimes they run out of food during the month. So that's pretty staggering. And that's something that happens all throughout this country. Just because you're in a wealthy zip code doesn't mean that there's not food insecurity. So we have found that the school district being wealthy and the particular school being wealthy sometimes means that our properties don't qualify to get food assistance from the local food pantry, even though all of our residents are low income, living in affordable housing. Because we're in a wealthy area, we don't qualify as a institution. So we have a budget to buy food. We have a snack bag program. There are a lot of things we do to make sure that we are getting food to these families, but it's real. And we are finding somewhat that the numbers of people accessing the food that are coming to our property can be dipped depending on law enforcement presence in their area and concerns around that at this point in time. So we partner with local food banks. We bring food to our properties, and we really rely on volunteers to make this happen. Again, we always have staff on site, but volunteers are helping. They're unloading, they're setting out the food, they're welcoming the residents in. And residents are able to come once a week for most programs and once a month for some of the programs to pick up free, healthy groceries. It says 7 sites on here, and the slide is already out to date because we're opening a new site just last week in the Westover community in Arlington. So, are there any questions so far? I'll have more time for questions at the end, but just want to, if you have a question, write it in the chat, but also just feel free to take yourself off mute. Okay, so community engagement. Oops, there we go. We, again, do these surveys and we find that residents really want to gather. They want to know each other. They want to have social events. And so we plan them once a month, once a quarter, depending on the property. We, again, depend on volunteers to make these things fun, to make them happen. Depends, every event looks a little different. We've just had a bunch of back to school events, and that's some of these pictures. That face painter had never done it before. The cotton candy maker had certainly never done it before. So we love when volunteers come and help us with these kind of events. We also welcome groups to host an event for us. We have had groups that have wanted to do a garden party with our senior citizens, or bingo games, or holiday parties during the winter holidays. There was a group that hosted one. They did a toy drive. So if you are part of a group that wants that kind of hands-on community involvement, we welcome you to come to AHC. And then one of the last ways that people get involved, groups especially, families, but individuals do this as well. We have projects that you can do at home or at your own location. Snack bags. I mean, look at that happy face. These are bags with 3 or 4 snack items and a water, again, helping with the food insecurity in our populations. Groups have a lot of fun gathering the items, decorating the bags, and our kids have a great time getting them. During the winter holidays, we will ask groups to make holiday gift bags for the senior citizens in our properties. And for the teens, it's just a great way for our staff to say, we see you, we're here for you. Here's just a little something to know that, we're available. Welcome baskets is one of our most ambitious projects. It is a laundry basket full of household supplies. So toilet paper, cleaning supplies. When a family is first moving into the property, we give them this with a note that says, welcome home. And 100% of this stuff comes from volunteers. We could not do any of these projects without our volunteer support. And then the last way is just like everything else, and it is so much. We have a team of adults that are helping with workforce development activities at a property. So they're getting the adults. This is not for students, but for the adults on the property, they'll do resume reviews, interview prep. It's pretty customized and a really great thing to bring to a property so the residents don't have to fit it into their schedule to go to the local career center. Instead, the volunteers, knowledgeable volunteers, are coming to them. We have had classes for computer basic classes for senior citizens, and we need volunteers to sit there almost one-on-one, maybe one-on-two, like here's the on and off button, here's how to move the mouse around. So lots of hands-on learning there. A group organized something called Mocktails and Mingles, and they practice networking skills with our teens. We have a few volunteers do a book club. We've had a volunteer do a travel club. Basically, almost anything you can think of. If it's your special interest and you really want to bring it to people, because we're working with so many different properties, I've got a lot of coworkers that want to bring things to their residents. We can probably find a space to have you come in and volunteer. So next steps for our education program volunteers, and that was a lot of you interested in this. We're going to send you an email and it's going to have some steps for you to go through. You're going to fill out a volunteer information sheet so we know more about you and we have your contact information. If you are 18 and older, you will need to do a background check. The volunteer agreement talks about boundaries, confidentiality. That's something that we'll have you sign, and we'll go over that at the orientation on September 4th. We have a trauma-informed training. It's a 22-minute video that you'll need to watch and take a quiz. I haven't mentioned that yet, but being a trauma-informed organization is very important to AHC. We really want to be aware of things our residents could have gone through in the past, residents and all of us, coworkers, other volunteers, and so that we are aware and have some good strategies for dealing with any trauma behavior that's coming up. So we'll send you an email with a lot of information. You'll fill out the information if you're still interested. And if you have questions, respond to the email. And then we'll do a matching process. We'll try to assign you to your top choice, but if you're flexible, that's wonderful. And we will give you an assignment and hopefully you'll be ready to go on the first day of volunteering is going to be the week of September 15th. My coworker, Millie, is going to be the main point of contact on that, so you will hear from her. If you're interested in all of the other things that I mentioned, or both, I use a sign-up genius for the food distributions, for the special events, and for those at-home projects. So I can send you all of that information. And then the Sign Up Genius works pretty well. It'll send you the reminders. It'll have the details in there of what you need to do. We'll make sure that you know how to get in touch with the on-site staff. And these are great things for people that want a one-time connection, but we also need volunteers on an ongoing basis for some of the food distributions. That's how that workforce development and the book club came about, was people that started one time and then they wanted to keep going. So there are lots of possibilities in this category as well.